First Book of Maccabees. Chapter 1. Alexander the son of Macedonian Philippos, who set off from the land of Kethia, after murdering King Darius of Persia and Media, reigned as king instead of him. From times earlier, he had been the king of Greece, Helata. He waged several great wars, captured many forts, killed earthly kings and advanced till earth's limits, plundered several nations. In his times on all the earth there was peace and serenity. He became proud, his heart filled with conceit. With a great army of might he became authority over nations, people, and evil rulers. They used to give him ransom. After all these Alexander became bedridden. When he became aware of his impending death, he summoned up his dignified officials who were groomed with him from his childhood and apportioned kingdom unto them in his lifetime. Alexander, having ruled for 12 years, died. Among his servants, each one began ruling in each of his provinces. After his death, they wore crown themselves many years. Their children too became crown bearers after them. All over the land, evil became rampant. From them, Antiochus, who was the Roman ruler, became king, and Antiochus Epiphanes came about as chief root of sin. He assumed rule in the 137th year of Greek rule. At that time, few transgressors from Israelites set off and spread propaganda, saying, "Let's make alliance with the surrounding Gentiles, for from the time we separated ourselves from them, we have seen numerous afflictions." Their words became acceptable for all. Few from the people held counsel, and they reached king's presence. King gave them permission so as to do everything according to Gentiles' rituals. Those offsprings of unrighteous built an arena according to Gentile law. Uncircumcised were attracted. They deliberately drew themselves away from holy laws. Intermingled with Gentiles, they set mind to work evil. When kingdom became secure unto Antiochus, he desired to reign over Mesren as well henceupon. 2 kingdoms. Antiochus entered together with mighty army, chariots, elephants, and cavalry into Mesren, Egypt, as greatly radiant, and fought against Ptolemy, king of Mesren. Ptolemy was defeated. All the people fled in defeat. Many fell slain. Army captured strong cities of Mesren. They plundered throughout the land of Mesren. After having beat down Mesren, Antiochus went back in the 143rd year. He ascended also into Jerusalem with a mighty army against Israel, entered into the most holy place with pride. They plundered all vessels of offering, table of bread in the holy place, vessels for drink offerings, pitchers, gold vessels for sacrifices and offerings, curtains, crowns, all embellishments in the God's temple, gold, silver, and resplendent things. Treasures safeguarded in secret that he found had all been taken. Antiochus took away everything and went to his homeland, having done with a mass murder. Many among the Israelites had been destroyed. Not only had he plundered the city, but also made it prey to fire. He struck down houses and surrounding fort. Their women, children, and animals had been captivated. They held authority over Yehuda people. They built David's city with big, strong fort and powerful towers. It became their refuge. Many people who were in Aquisius was given occupation there. Thus they grew strong within it. They gathered in it weapons and food. They kept in it all plundered goods from Jerusalem. That place was made to be a great snare, impediment, and stumbling to holy temple, and a center to perturb Israel always. Blood of innocent had been shed around the holy temple. Most holy place was made profane. Owing to these, inhabitants of Jerusalem fled off. It became a place of dwelling for Gentiles. It became estranged to its own. Its own children abandoned it. Holy temple was destroyed like desert. Its celebrations of feasts became lamentation. Its glory became disgrace, and its honor one of ridicule. Howsoever great had its honor been, so also its disgrace multiplied greatly. Its magnificence went into degradation. King Antiochus wrote and announced all over his kingdom that all who were subject to his authority should be one nation, and every one should denounce each of their laws. All nations agreed to act according to king's order. Many among Israel desired ministering to king, offered sacrifices to his idols, and defied Sabbath. Antiochus had so done that those who observe foreign laws be sought out, bringing sacrifices, drink offerings, and offerings into the holy place be restricted, Sabbaths and festivals be stopped, holy place be made profane, altars and houses of idols to be established there, idols be made and installed, swines and abominable animals be slaughtered there and be offered, impede Israelites from circumcising their children, profane their hearts with all kinds of obscenities, persuade them to forget the law and to revise all commands. He sent messengers to Jerusalem and to all villages in Yehuda. Word was spread that all who do not obey king's command will die. This kind of announcement was spread all over his kingdom. Rulers were also appointed over the people. Order was also sent to all the cities of Yehuda that they must offer sacrifices in each of the cities. Many from the people joined them. They denounced law and performed many wicked acts. At all places where Israelites fled and reached, they were made to occupy secret refuges. In 154th year, in the month of Canunc-dim, on the 15th day they installed the idol of abomination upon the altar. In the cities of Yehuda and surroundings, altars had also been built. They performed sacrifices at the gate of houses and mansions. All books of law that they came across had been torn apart and set to fire. Had books of law or those who set their minds in law been found anywhere, they came to be destroyed. King's decree had been such a person was to die. All Israelites found in the cities were put to great affliction month after month. In that very month, on the 25th, during the time of offering sacrifice at the altar, all women who gave circumcision to their children were brought and killed according to decree. At the time of massacre, their children were hung from their necks, their houses plundered, and all who let to be circumcised were killed. However, many among Israelites grew strong and became powerful. They hadn't eaten what was profane, for they were determined to die rather than to become defiled by food and to defy holy law. Many of them accepted death. There occurred great wrath of God in Israel. Chapter 2. In those days one among the children of a Jerusalemite Yonadab, son of priest Shemayan, son of Yohanan Mithias, rose up. They came and dwelt in Miriam. He had 5 sons. Uanan, who has been called as Gadi, Shemayan known as Tharsay, Judah, who has been called as Maccabee, Huran named as Elisar, Hapos known as Jonathan, seeing all acts of deicide that occurred all over in Yehuda and Jerusalem. They exclaimed, "Woe to me! Why had I been born to see the brokenness of my people's daughter and holy city?" Foreigners had intruded there and occupied it. It has come under enemy hands. Most holy place had also come under the hands of foreigners. Holy temple had once been like a highly esteemed person. As for now, its objects of glory is captivated, not one less. Its infants killed right in its mansions. Its young men became prey to sword of enemies, which is the people without inheritance in one's own nation. It has been robbed. Its embellishments are all taken off from it. It has gone into captivity from freedom. Alas, our most holy place, our adornment, and our glory is destroyed. Nations have made everything defiled. Why should we stay alive anymore? Matthias and his sons tore off their robes, wore sackcloth, and lamented greatly. King's soldiers arrived to offer sacrifices at Miriam to afflict those who hadn't complied. Matthias and all who accompanied him assembled together. King's officials said to Matthias, "For you are powerful with children, brothers, being the head of this city, noble and honorable in the city, hence you may verily come near first, like all other nations, like the remaining Jews in Jerusalem had, and do as per royal decree. You and your children shall become king's friends. You and your children will become honored with gold, silver, and other gifts," he said. Then Matthias cried aloud and said, "Though all nations under king's ruling realm may stray away from their ancestors' worship and find delight in king's orders, be it me, my children, or my brothers will observe merely the law of our ancestors. May we be not let to denounce God's law and his commands. We'll neither denounce our covenant and worship nor stray away right or left from it, and obey king's command." After Matthias had finished saying these words, a Jew went near the altar right in all people's sight, at Miriam, to offer sacrifice. On seeing this, Matthias turned zealous, his inner self boiled. Enraged, he charged out and killed him right at the altar. Moreover, he killed at the same instant king's high official who was persuading everyone to offer sacrifice. He turned down the altar. Like in the olden times Phinehas had dealt with Simri son of Silpha, Matthias too became zealous about law. Matthias raised voice in the city and cried out, "All who are zealous about law and desirous to maintain it should follow me." He together with his children ran away unto the mountain. They relinquished all they had in the city. Then those who were desirous of righteousness and justice went into the wilderness to stay there. Their children, wives, and animals went unto there, because their afflictions multiplied. As soon as news reached the king's officials and army in David's city of Jerusalem, that very many men who defied king's order went away into hideouts in the wilderness. They charged across and confronted them. They fought against them on the day of Sabbath. They said to them, "Enough of what you have been up to. You may come outside and live according to king's order." As for them, they said, "We'll not come for certain. Neither would we comply with king's orders so as to defy Sabbath day." Battle grew strong against them. As for them, neither had they replied, nor stoned them, or shouted out of hideout, "We all shall die in our innocence. You'll not destroy us through punishment. Heaven and earth is witness," they said. On Sabbath a garrison fought against them. All of them, women and children, had been killed, as many as 1,000 people. Matthias and companions heard this and greatly mourned for them. "If we do as our brothers have done, if we do not fight for ourselves and our laws, against Gentiles they'll soon annihilate us and wipe us away from earth's face." So they said, after holding counsel, "If anyone would come against us for battle on Sabbath, we should indeed fight against him. We should not let ourselves be killed like our brothers who were killed in the hideouts." All of them met in the house of Matthias, a great flock among mighty Israelites, desirous about law and fleeing from iniquities joined them. They stood firm. They formed an army. Enraged and inflamed with fury, they put to death iniquitous and transgressors of law. Rest of them fled for escape into the region of Gentiles. Matthias and companions traveled around and crushed all altars found within the borders of Israel. All children who were not circumcised had been forcefully subject to circumcision. They afflicted all who were proud. By their efforts works were still maintained. Laws were retrieved from the hands of Gentiles and kings. They had not permitted the horn of transgression to rise up. When Matthias drew close to death, said to his children, "Behold, pride and disgrace is at large, days of destruction and great wrath. As for now, my children, be zealous about matters of law. Sacrifice your lives for the sake of your ancestors' laws. They have observed it in their generation. They have earned great glory and everlasting name. For hadn't been in trials that Abraham was found to be faithful and reckoned it to be righteousness unto him. Hadn't Yusuf too maintained law in his adversity and became authority over Mesron? Our father Phinehas too, owing to his excessive zeal, acquired eternal law of priesthood. Joshua too, since he had done according to holy word, had become judge of Israel. Didn't also Caleb, who testified amid group of people, had become worthy of promised land? Hadn't David too attained right to throne of eternal kingdom owing to his abundant mercy? Eliah, who had shown great earnestness unto law, was taken to heaven. Warriors of faith such as Hananiah, Asariah, and Mishael had been saved from burning fire. Hadn't been Daniel, owing to his spotless nature, delivered from the mouths of lions. Likewise in each generation those who hope in him had not been let to fall, neither had they become weak. Be not frightened by hearing the words of transgressors, for their glory will turn unto mere garbage and worm. Today he'll arise, tomorrow he's not there, for he'll return to dust. His counsels will be destroyed. As for you, my children, be strong owing to law, be powerful, for by it you'll assume glory. Behold, I know your brother Shimeon is greatly prudent and salient in good counsel. You should obey him all your lifetime. He'll be unto you ruler and leader. As for Judah Maccabee, he had been mighty from childhood. He too will be ruler unto you and overseer of battles. He'll fight against Gentiles. You may assemble all observers of law. Take revenge against Gentiles strongly for the evil they have done against you. Keep your sight always upon commands of law. Saying this, he blessed them and joined his ancestors. In his 144th year of reign, Matthias died. His children buried him in Miriam, in the tomb of their ancestors. All Israel greatly lamented about him. Chapter 3. In his place his own son, Yehudah Maccabee, rose up. All his brothers had fought with him for Israel in obedience to his father. All of them helped him with gladness and joy as well. Yehudah became eminent. He grew in glory unto his people. He wore shield like battle warrior. He became bearer of weapons of war, fought battle, and fell armies with sword. He was lion-like in his deeds. Also like roaring lion cub prepared to crush down. He afflicted transgressors full of zeal. Those who harmed his people were burned in fire. Transgressors fled off into hiding for fear of him. All who had acted with transgression became greatly frightened. Owing to him, people attained salvation. He made several kings of earth tremble with fright. By his actions, he also brought joy to the people of Israel. May his remembrance be unto glory forever. He traveled throughout Yehudah, annihilated iniquitous, and evaded wrath from Israel. He became famous unto ends of the earth. Aplanios employed a great army comprising Gentiles, those who were scattered and from the land of Samaria, to fight against Israel. Yehudah heard this, went against them, and defeated them. Many among them were slain and fell apart. The remaining fled off defeated. They were plundered, and Yehudah took for himself the sword of Aplanios. Later in all his days it was with that sword he fought. Sariah, commander of armies, Siron, heard that Judah had gathered up congregation of faithful, fitting the age of service, and is set for battle. He said, I'll earn fame for myself. I'll become great to ends of nations. I'll fight against Judah and his companions who defy king's order. He set out. Unto his help a great army and a large group of strong assailants set off to wreak vengeance against Israelites. They reached till Betharon slope. Judah set off to resist him with a company of few. Those who were with Judah, on seeing the great army marching against them, asked, How will we who are but a few fight against this powerful army? Behold, we are weary too, for we have eaten no food today. Judah said to them, It's very easy to bring the end of many by the hands of a few. He who dwell in heaven reckon not number to bring about salvation either with many or with a few. For it's not with a huge army that victory is brought about, but it's from heavens that the rest is sufficed. It's to harm, vanquish, and to take us, our children and women as slaves, that the vast army of assailants and savages has come against us. As for us, we fight for our souls and laws. Lord God will crush them in our presence. You do not fear about them to the least. After Judah has done with speaking, within half of an instant, leapt upon them. Siron and his army fell off in their presence. Among those among Judah family, put them to flight along the slope of Betharon into the plains. Among them as many as 800 were slain. Rest of them migrated to the land of Philistin. Fear about Judah and brothers spread among all surrounding nations. His fame reached as far as royal throne. All nations spoke repeatedly about works of Judah. On hearing all these, Antiochus became furious. Assembling all armies in his kingdom, he prepared a strong army battalion. He opened his repository and distributed grains for a year unto his army. He also ordered that they be armed and prepared for any kind of service. He saw a decline in his income, for he had stopped traditional laws and rituals. The ransom he obtained had also been impeded owing to the prevalence of assaults and weakened relation. He feared there's not enough wealth to meet his own needs, and the gifts that he gave off surpassing all his predecessors. His mind became extremely agonized. Thus he contemplated to set off to Persia and collect land revenue and immense wealth. Lucia, a dignitary who belonged to royal family, was charged with royal authority from Phrath River till the limits of Mesrin, and what was required of Antiochus' son for his upbringing until his return. Appointing him over half of his army and elephants, he also gave him command to do all that he desired, exercise absolute power over those in Yehudah and Jerusalem, to send army against them, completely wipe out Israel's strength, to vanquish the remnant in Jerusalem, to make settle foreigners within all of their limits, and take up possession of all their places. With the remaining half of his army, king set off from Antioch, his royal city, in the 147th year, and traveled along places set on high. Lucia chose Ptolemy the son of Doramenus, Nicanor, Gevargia, and warriors from king's favorites, together with 40,000 infantrymen and 7,000 cavalries, to destroy the land of Yehudah according to king's order. Ptolemy and army camped near Emmaus in the plains. Eminent tradesmen of that place arrived at the camp with tremendous money, gold, and fetters. They came to take Israelites as slaves. Syrian army and Philistines joined them. When Judah and brothers saw that afflictions are on the rise, an army had surrounded their limits, and became aware of the royal decree to annihilate the people of Israel and wipe them out, each of them said to one another, We'll rise up against the annihilation of our nation. We'll fight for our people and our holy place. Their congregation, armed with weapon, assembled together and prayed. made supplications for refuge of mercy and benevolence. Jerusalem laid waste and desolate. None of its children climbed in and outside of it. Most holy place was trampled upon. Gentiles settled at places inside of it. It became the camp of Gentiles. Gladness was taken away from Jacob. Tambourines and lyres had long been forgotten in it. They assembled together in Mizpah overlooking Jerusalem. For earlier the place of worship of Israelites had been in Mizpah. On that day they fasted, wore sackcloth and hurled dust on their heads, tore off their garments, opened up scrolls of law. They prayed before the great Holy One with regard to the Gentiles who were causing them affliction. They brought priestly vestments. They brought firstfruits and tithes, completed their days of abstinence, and appointed celibates. They cried out to the one who dwelt in heaven. What should we do to them? Where would we take them? Behold, your great holy place is trampled upon and made profane. Your priests live in lamentation and disgrace. Gentiles have assembled together to utterly vanquish us. For you have known that they are counseling against us. O Lord, without you helping us, how would we be enabled to resist them? They blew trumpet, cried out aloud. After all these, Judah appointed leaders over the people, segregating them into thousands, hundreds, and fifties, he said. Those who are building houses have got betrothed, begun planting gardens, and fearful can return to own homes as permitted by law. Army set off and camped south of Emmaus. Judah asked them to gird waists and stay strong, be prepared to fight against the Gentiles in the morning, who have come to vanquish us in our holy place. For it is better for us that we may die rather than to stay alive and see the affliction of our people in our holy place. For the Heavenly One will do that unto us what His holy will desires. Chapter 4. Gevargiah made infantry army of 50,000 and chosen cavalry of 1,000 to be dispatched at night. While it was still night, they desired to leap upon Judah's army and annihilate them at once. Those who sat within forts became guide unto their path. Judah, on hearing this, he and his army set off together against the royal army in Emmaus to fight. While he was going with his army from the camp, there behold Gevargiah coming unto his camp. Nobody else was to be seen. He had kept his army right there in the mountains, saying, They have fled seeing us. At daybreak Judah was to be seen plains together with army of 3,000 infantrymen. They had nothing except swords and spears. The mighty army of Gentiles was to be seen armed and surrounded by cavalrymen. They had been providing training for battle. Judah said to his companion, Do not be afraid by their vast number, nor be dismayed at their devisal. Remember how our ancestors had been saved at the Red Sea from the great army of Pharaoh their afflictor. Now we'll cry out to the one who lives in heaven. He'll show us mercy. Lord will surely remember the law of our ancestors. Today he'll annihilate the army that is seen before us. Today nations shall as well know the one who save and guard Israel. When Philistines looked up, saw the ones who were coming towards them, they set out to fight from their camp. Supporters of Judah blew trumpet and charged towards them. Nations were crushed and fled to plains. Rest of them fell by the edge of the sword. They were put to flight till Gosur, plains of Edom, Lasa, and Yaman. Thousands among them had been slain. After pursuing them to be put to flight, Judah and army returned. He said to people, You should not covet of despoil, for battle still persists. Gevargiah and his army is in the mountain. They are still at large beside us. Therefore now stand against our adversaries. Keep fighting. After all of this is over, we'll take the despoil fearless, he said. While Judah was still speaking, those who were in the mountain observed closely, and they felt, They are defeated, and that Judah and companions have set fire to their camp. Because fire kept rising high, it was a sign of what had happened. Upon seeing this, they were extremely frightened. Again, they saw Judah's army kept stationed in the valley girded. All of them fled to the land of Philistin. Judah came back to the camp for plunder. They obtained tremendous gold, wealth, exquisite clothes, jewel stones, robes, and immense money. They returned and singing, Lord is blessed, His mercy is.
All glory be to the Holy Trinity, one God!
Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou amongst women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus.
Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners, now and at the hour of our death. Amen.